Greetings and welcome back to another weekly news roundup. Yeah, YouTube is still doing weird things on their back-end dashboard here. Most of my stuff is working, but my analytics on YouTube's not working. So I have no idea how many people are watching on YouTube. You guys will have to keep me up to date. We got 14 over on Odyssey. We got 20 over on Rumble and 1 over there on Twitch. No, I have no idea how many I do live. I'm not even going to bother pulling that one up. Hey, it's running over there if you want to go see it. But, well, I hope you guys had a wonderful week. It's been a fabulous week here on the lake. Sadly, this might be the last week I get to not move a lot. I got here Monday, not leaving until Sunday, too. Oh, so beautiful. I'm 8 feet from a lake shore. It is so nice out. There are paths to walk on. Beautiful sunsets. Oh, it's beautiful out here right now. All right. Somebody give me a count on how many we have on the tubies right now. Let's go ahead and jump on over to our comments, though. My voice is still going a little weird right now. So our show's a little bit shorter tonight just for that. So hopefully we can wrap it up in, I don't know, hour, 15 minutes maybe. And then I can get on back to hanging out, having my last blueberry tea here. And then, I don't know, I have that cinnamon tea. Maybe I'll have a few cinnamon teas down the road before I bust it. Okay, it's buffering. Need some more of that blueberry. Should we all move to Odyssey? I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea. YouTube did the same thing last night. Okay, now it just came back. Now it's crying about this bit rate. So there's something wrong going on in YouTube. It's been doing this for a while now. Not sure what's going on, but it starts fine. And then it just stops accepting data, goes into a buffer, and then eventually it comes back. It looks like it's back now. I still don't see analytics. And now we're back to the turquoise button that says good connection. It was green earlier. I'm going to refresh the page one more time. See what I see over here. Give me more warnings that the current bit rate is too low again, which is odd because we should be now 500 Mbps over what we need for the stream connection. Unless maybe my OBS settings somehow reverted themselves back to streaming at 1080p. It shouldn't have. But my analytics dashboard is still broken, so I have no idea. So I don't know. YouTube is doing weird things. Use strategy to get everyone to premium. I don't know. Like on the viewer end, I can understand, but on the streamer's end, that makes zero sense. But yeah, I don't know. Okay, let's go ahead and come down here. But wait, at least we know it wasn't my bandwidth, so I can drop my bandwidth back down if I need to. Let's see. He was working on my client's been working nonstop at the parade. Yeah. Let's see. I should say YouTube. Yeah. Let's see. Yes, good to see the kitties. Yeah, we had 2 of them. Bonus, 2 kitties. I didn't have to course any of them to get up there either. That was kind of nice. Still giving me that stupid warning. Still giving me that low bit rate. Does it look fine on YouTube? What in the world are they doing over there? I have no idea. Let's see. Okay, 21, 23. Now suffering with the buffering. There you go. Found out I have to buy JST XH crimper for my printer. Let's see. Same here. Yeah. Okay, we're back to the YouTube stuff. Drinking 3 Floyd's Zombie Ice Beer. There you go. Is the audio crackling for everyone? How's the audio sound? It sounds good on my monitoring end, but let me know how the audio sounds, everybody. Okay, connection. No, it's not the connection. OBS will read out what it is. And remember, I have streams going. I have multi-streaming going to multi different places. So unless there's something weird going on with my restream server into YouTube, unless there's something weird doing that, but it's not having issues sending everywhere else. And I'm seeing the analytics dashboard is doing weird things too. Like my turquoise button is back to green, but my analytics dashboard is still completely broken. So I can't see any of the analytics going on in the back end of YouTube right now. So Just use Firefox video pop-out feature, put Twitch video over. Let's see. I'm not streaming at 480p. Like I say, it's not. It's a problem on YouTube's end. It is 100% YouTube's end. So, all right, switch to Braves, but it works. Circle of Death for Firefox. Yeah, YouTube has been doing something weird. All right, we got 19 over on Odyssey. Let's see. Hopefully it's not part of the Pilgrim Society. There you go. The cats look depressed. How do they look depressed? They're just like sleeping. They're sleeping kitties. Yeah. Sup, B-words? Was Odyssey is Oddie believing. There you go. YouTube, you must watch 2 minutes of ads, watch 2 minutes of content. Hey, I can come up here and keep on spamming the ad button. I have the ability to put ads in the back these days. All right, 28 watching over on Rumble. All right, cute. Linux Math Guy, greetings. Been a while. How's it going there? With all my traveling, do I carry? I carry lots of things. See, I'm carrying tea right now. Of course, I have guard cats. Of course, I do. Hello, Dan. Awolfer, greetings. And I gotta grab a drink. Be right back. Don't start without me. Oh, grab quick, Uncle Bonehead. We're about to the bottom of the comments. So we're going to go ahead and have a look. Let's see. We got one over there. And I'm going to come over here. Then if I say YouTube starts acting up again, everyone move to Odyssey. There you go. All right. We're going to go ahead and start in with the Linux news. First one's for you, Dan. I think we might have our fix here for what we were doing. So for that Debian issue we were talking about. So we'll see if this fixes it for you. Where am I at? Hold on. I need to figure out where's my spot. There we are. Now we're good. Take one more sip of tea. Get one more frog out. All right. Welcome back to the Weekly News Roundup and the Linux edition. These are recorded live Fridays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to catch the show live, go ahead and do that. And if you just want to catch the edited versions, hey, we do the edited versions here as well. And on the Linux news today, we have all sorts of fun things from Debian. We got a fork of a major web server. We got some new phone software and, yeah, some more things going on with Snap. If only somebody had warned us properly about Snap a long time ago. Oh, I'm sorry I did that. I was accused of spreading fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And I don't think anything I ever said about Snaps ever failed to eventually come true. All right, so let's go ahead and start on in. Debian Bookworm 12.5 is released, 68 bug fixes, 42 security updates. The big one here is the patch to the recent GNU-C library. So this is the glibc library. We talked about this. Can't remember if we did it on the Linux news or if it was on our regular Weekly News Roundup security section. But this was a pretty big vulnerability. It affected nearly every Linux distribution, and this is a package used for the basis of all applications in almost every Linux system. And so this version of Debian fixes it. Of course, that's been backported. Most distributions have fixed it by now. There is a massive warning about this. If you have not upgraded to Debian 12.5 yet, if you are using NVIDIA, do not upgrade without having a very good recovery strategy. There is a problem with this kernel and with NVIDIA, and so we are having issues. So as Dan said last night, Debian's been having some weird issues going on. They so far out of from 12.0 to 12.5, 2 of the versions have had some major issues. Now, this was reported over here on the forums. Warning, problems with incoming kernel update 6.10 to 1.18 and the NVIDIA drivers. And so the problem here, of course, is that these drivers are causing some... There's a plugin required for the NVIDIA drivers that is not working. There does appear to be a fix in the next point release. So if you use... Bookworm proposed updates inside of your sources, and then you patch the upgrades, then you'll get all sorts of fun, crazy stuff going on as their proposed upgrades, but you might also get that fixed to NVIDIA. So if you are struggling with this and you do want to use this latest kernel, then go ahead and run that proposed updates from the forum. Of course, all of these notes are in the link in the description. That'll take you to the website, which has all of the Weekly News Roundup links on the page. So other things, there's just a lot of basic updates. We have Cinnamon 568, we have Mate 126, LXQT 1.2, XOCE 418, GNOME 43.9, Plasma 527. So there's just a number of other updates that you can see inside of that. We just want to make sure that we had that warning out for everybody and what that was about. For you running custom ROMs on your phone, Lineage 21 is out based on Android 14. This does see a change of a couple of apps and redesign of the main core open source apps to do matching based on the current look of Android. They are changing one of the, let's see, which one was it? There's so many things going on over here. I think it's the gallery app is changed to a different app by default now. Pretty much everything else is much the same. Of course, you can head on over to the Lineage website and you can see which devices are going to be currently supported. Look at this, Walmart. There's Walmart phones you can put Lineage on. What? Oh, an on-box? We can put Lineage on an on-box? Dude, that sounds like a fun project. I'm going to look into that. Right. Of course, I run the Razer, so I can actually get this on my Razer 2 if I wanted to. I'm not going to right now. I prefer to kind of keep my phones how they are. But you can go ahead and see which phone models are currently supporting Lineage. So for those that are looking at that, you can go ahead and consider running Lineage in the latest version based on Android 14. And then we had, this is a weird one, and this caused a lot of people to scratch their heads. I had to read it 3 or 4 times to like, wait, hold on. Who has a problem with this? Wait, what's going on? So Nginx, which did surpass Apache to become the most popularly used web server. I still usually use Apache unless there's a niche application that I use Nginx. So it just kind of depends on what I'm doing. But there's a problem where Nginx itself was Russian. It was purchased by an American company. They had a Russian satellite until the invasion of Ukraine, and then they shut that down, and that was F5, and they laid off all the people. Well, one of the core developers of Nginx, he was working on it as a pure volunteer after the shutdown of the company in Russia, and because of that, he was doing a lot of things mostly for free, and then the company... Oh, so F5 is a Seattle-based company. They came down and they started making some more demands about how code is patched in. And so what he decided he was going to do is he's like, I completely disagree with their model and their methodology. So he decided to leave the project. He forked Nginx into a new application, Free Nginx, which is going to be basically a port of Nginx starting now, diverting across a different path. Now, what was weird is it had to do with how they were reporting CVEs. And this guy did not want to report the CVEs as nearly everybody else did. And the company said, no, let's go ahead and report this so people know what's going on. And there were some questions about the developer branches and some things might be patched before the CVEs. It almost sounded like the person contributing the code was almost trying to say something to the effect of we don't want to make our software look like it's vulnerable, so we want to leave the CVEs out. It's almost like the same argument Windows people will say Linux is so much more insecure. Look at how many CVEs. Well, the reason is there's so many more reported because it's open source. And so that seems to be what it is. So even if you go down and have a look at the comment section, we're going to boot it up today. But if you go back down and have a look at the comment section, what's going on here, what we actually see is a lot of people going, am I wrong? Or is Nginx wanting to include CVEs and the core developers not wanting to? Wait, what? And everyone's doing a double take on this. So it's very interesting. So research this just before you decide if you want to follow the free Nginx route or the Nginx route. And it boils down to Nginx route is being maintained and dictated by a company. And to his point, he didn't like a non-coder making coding decisions. And that's really why he left the project itself. So it's a very interesting story to read into it. And you can read a couple different factors there. This is another article on the same thing. This had a lot more of the take from the lead developer, who is Max Undunen. This has a lot of his, and he's just kind of here talking about this is really his core thing. Unfortunately, some new non-technical management at F5 recently decided they know better how to run open source projects. In particular, they decided to interfere with the security policy Nginx uses for years, ignoring the policy and the developer's position. So that's what he had. The other article we had is a lot more of the company's take. This article is a lot more of his take. So I included both of them in the notes so that you can get a better idea. And now on to our chief article here in the Linux news is we have yet another snap issue, and this is the command not found utility, which is in Ubuntu. So if you go and type something in the terminal, particularly, and you don't have the application installed, the command not found uses a local cache file on your computer to make a list of every possible command. And then if the application is installed, it says, hey, you can install it with this command. Well, the problem is, since everything Ubuntu is trying to default to snap, the default behavior tells you how to install the snap. Well, if an application does not exist, it will ignore that and just show you the repository version. But if an application doesn't exist and a malicious scammer comes in and says, wow, this application isn't there, let's go ahead and make a snap version and include a little bit of malware, they can put it in there, and then somebody will be coerced to install the snap version of a malicious package instead of the official repository package instead, because this system, like everything else in Ubuntu, is trying to push snaps everywhere. And since we've already established on this channel many times that Snapcraft is more interested in bolstering its number, having a bigger store, than in auditing the code, and they're relying on a trust the developer model instead of trust the code model, it opens the door up for more possible malware. So in this case, the Jupyter Notebook was not available, and a malicious person came in and created an app which was malicious, used the Jupyter Notebook name because it was not taken in the Snap repository, and enabled people looking for this say, oh, it's not installed. Okay, let's do the sudo apt install Jupyter Notebook, and then there's install malware through the proprietary Snap store. Very fascinating. So that is what it is. It just boils down to, is every package in the system available as a snap or not? And are those snaps specifically there? So Salbu had said, the first thing he does if he's giving an Ubuntu-based distribution to somebody is delete that package, because it does raise some issues in that. And of course, you can go in, you can look at the database links there as well. It's in varlib command not found commands.db. But that's really what it is. Very interesting backdoor for a malicious person. And in the notes here, it did say that something only effective, something like, is it 10 or 20% of packages? It might have been another story I was reading about this. Yes, I do actually read multiple stories about these. Here it is. Researchers discovered up to 26% of commands linked to apt tools may be exposed to impersonation. So that would mean roughly 74% of packages have a snap version, and the other 26 are just not there. And so it opens the door for malicious actors to populate the Snap store with malicious versions of these applications and get their name in on that. So very fascinating indeed. If you want to help support the channel, we do have a locals page. We are over there at switchedtolinux.locals.com. We did just release the text version of the short story for the month. I did not do the audiobook version yet because my voice is still not up to 100% par. Hopefully we will be able to get that out for next weekend, but it's going to completely depend on, is my voice completely back or not? Because those files are ultimately going to be used in the production audiobook, which will be for sale probably sometime this summer. If you are not a supporter and you want to get a copy of that book, that will be made available eventually, but the supporters will get a chance to read all those stories or listen to them all now on Locals, switchtolinux.locals.com. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux. All right. Whew. Get the frogs out. Who let the frogs out? Ooh, 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 ooh. All right. How many we got on the tubies right now? Let's see. I think there's some YouTube shenanigans. Watching Storm Chaser earlier. Kept buffering. I'm becoming my father. I'm not cool with it. Oh, no. Life should be easier going forward for once. Uh-oh. Watch you live once I cannot get back to the edited news videos. Wait, watch you live once I cannot get back to the edited news. Like because I unlist the video, is that what you're talking about? If you do want to see for future reference, if you do want to watch the full live stream after the edited versions are out, you just go over to the website at switchetolinux.com, and I do not take the links down. I just unlist the videos. And so that's kind of what happens. So it's the proposed for SID. That might be the SID testing repository, but I don't know all of the nomenclature. Of course, SID is the unstable version based on, Sid from Toy Story, the unstable little boy. But that might be the one, but there might be a specific one. Somebody that knows more about the specific repos in Debian, let us know for sure, because I don't know for sure. Not good on Debian and NVIDIA drivers. My one laptop is Pop! OS, and my editing machine runs Linux Mint. No issues there. Yep. Try to stick to AMD. Intel just seems to work much better. Lineage OS is one of the best ROMs out there. Yep. Try it again. I'm at home. I'm sorry, kitty. I don't think you can get back up there because you can't. You can jump this way. My cat has it in his mind he has to jump on my counter to get to the bed, not just jump straight to the bed. And the counter's blocked with the green screen right now, so he's like, I want to get up on the bed. I might have to move him up on the bed before we get to the next section. Current main setup is AMD. Running RSS server with Apache 2. Imagine that Snap having yet more issues. 6 repos and AUR and Manjaro. There you go. KO2610. You're late. You're late, KO6120. Okay. Use Flatpak if it's a web app or software not available on repos. There you go. Only reason I use an NVIDIA card is the only card in my price range. There you go. Yep. That's why, well, I got mine for not too much. So, going from 2 megabytes AMD out. Let's see. Use Flatpak if it's for web app or software not available on repos. The reason I use an NVIDIA card was the only card in my price range during GPU shortages. There you go. Note how long it's been since I swapped out the GPU. Hey, I've been running, I think, the same GPU since I started the channel in 2016. Might be about time for an update. Oh, Kitty's over here bothering me, so you want to come up and say hi? Want to read a few comments with me, buddy? I'll read a few comments. Do ya? Do ya? He's like, no, I'm going to get your headphones caught in my face. Hi, how are you? All right. Ubuntu's goal of being more like Windows is nearly here. There you go. I'll have an on-box waiting when you get into town. Ooh, well, let me verify before you buy one. Let me verify unless you already have it laying around. Let me verify if we can do it. That's a little sus, but we're going to take a look. 35 on Zatubies. All right, thank you for that. Yeah, my analytics dashboard is not working on YouTube Live, so no idea what's going on. If I was awesome, I could ask you for better. Couldn't ask for better parents. I could ask you for better parents. You don't want to ask me. Thought I heard the Xbox department is probably getting gutted due to lack of sales. Yeah. Right. So we put binary apps without showing source code on Debian. See, your cats are the lap kind. This one's becoming more of a lap cat. He's becoming a lap cat in his old age. All right. Let's see. We got me over on Odyssey. We got 23 on Odyssey. And of course I didn't leave a comment where I was at. Are your stalkers watching? I don't know, maybe. Come and find me. I dare you. Debian blows behindies. Debian blows Fannie Willis. Probably being backdoored, by Intel servers. I've been using Debian since 1999. Seldom, if ever, broke. Yeah, it's like, well, isn't it kind of funny, though, that they started moving into some of these more left ideologies, and all of a sudden, for the first time ever, we've had Debian problems? Maybe there's something to that meritocracy thing. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot 6.1. Too much diversity in Debian community. Yeah, there you go. First, it was Ubuntu having weird kernel-related problems. It would cause system hard lock and fail to run without swap. This implodes to someone tampered with memory handling code. Yeah. Blankies with blankies didn't do nothings. DS Fargig, we try and keep it family friendly around here, please. So please watch your language on your comments, please. Let's see. It's like Ubuntu not letting you install both Apache and Nginx at the same time. Just ridiculous. I don't know if that's easy to do on any distro, though. I could be wrong. Oop, hold on. Let me make sure I have my... Nope. There you go. Got my comment fed. All right. Let's see here. We got 35 watching over on Rumble. Snap has snapped. Yep. Snap's me going to puke. I know that feeling. With runtimes updating, I don't know how many times you hear someone say they'll fix how long it takes to open Snap. Yeah. Pepe the Frog. Yep. I got Pepe the Frog in my throat. But will they fit on any lap? Yeah, well, he's not a big cat anymore. He's lost weight, and then he went down to a pretty healthy weight, and then that's the case. Hope you are warm where you are at. I'm in Texas. It's pretty warm down here. Well, I'm in a part of Texas that got warm. I did have to flee. I'm actually really happy that I didn't have internet at the one spot where I was at. I had really good internet there last year. I got there and I was expecting to stay there the whole weekend. It turns out snowstorm hit there during the duration I was originally going to be there. So I got forced to move out to better pastures where I had better internet. And then I got forced to move out a little bit more because of the rain. And I ended up in a beautiful, really nice, really warm spot. Free of snow, free of rain. It was great. So that's the case. All right, Kitty, I'm going to put you back up on the bed because we got to do our next news section. Yeah, we got to do our next news section. Here you go, buddy. Yeah, and there you go, buddy. All right. And what's our affiliate here? There we are. One more of these. Welcome back to the Weekly News Roundup. I hope everyone had a wonderful week. Of course, these streams are recorded live Fridays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to catch the show live, see all the comments in between. Tip us live on any of our networks, YouTube, Odyssey, and Rumble, all accept tips as well. So you can do that. But with that, we're going to go ahead and dive on in. We have privacy, security, business, and silly news. We're going to try and keep this show a little bit shorter today. So first up, it's a good news week when we're not even to Sillyville and we already have Not to Be. Not to Be reports that British teens joke about poo-pooing an airplane in a private Snapchat message, and within minutes, Spanish jet fighters were intercepting the plane. So just a note, as we've said many times before, I know I get accused sometimes by irrational people who say that I spread fear, uncertainty, and doubt about the regular things people like to use every day. Yeah, none of these big tech companies are private, okay? They can see what's going on. So this is a Snapchat. It's supposed to be Snapchat. You're supposed to send something. It's supposed to disappear into the cloud. Well, these guys are on an airplane, and it's in a private joke conversation. The guy jokes about blowing up the plane and being a member of Taliban. and it didn't go well. Fighter jets intercepted the plane within minutes. They arrested him as the plane landed, and then he was going to be fined for £100,000, mostly to pay for the costs that it took to scramble the jets. There you go. We got jet fighters over there. Isn't that wonderful? Let me mute the audio. There you go. We got jet fighters intercepting the airplane. So they were cleared of all charges ultimately because the court said, okay, it was a really stupid joke on a private message, not made publicly, not anywhere else. And so they let it go. But just a warning, guys, none of these systems are actually as private as you might think. What people are saying is it was quite interesting that they were able to send the message privately and literally intercept fighter planes within half hour, I think it was. And it was very interesting. Now, I can honestly see both sides of the story. There's some things you just don't joke about on big tech or not. But on the other hand, yeah, it's a joke in a private message. It's not like it went out online. It's not like something that went out full-fledged. But just a note, guys, privacy-related things, just make sure that you are... I shut off a server over there. Just make sure that you had to keep in mind that these things are not as private as you might think. This was an interesting one. New Jersey law enforcement offers sue 118 data brokers for not removing personal information. So, of course, the police in New Jersey have a special law protecting them from having any of their information in one of these data brokers. Now, I think that they should spread this law to the whole nation for every citizen who would like to be removed. So the police officers, basically this has to do with the fact that there was a federal judge had their 20-year-old son shot at the home by a disgruntled attorney of all things. And because of this, of course, the police are specially protected people. So police officers, judges, district attorneys, they have a special provision in New Jersey law that prevents any of their information from being inside of data brokers. And if a data broker is given a takedown notice, they have 10 days to comply. Now, again, this is utterly ridiculous that it has to be something like, okay, this applies to the special people. The rest of you plebs, you guys can have your information in there. So, we got crazy cyber stalkers there being weird, spending an exorbitant amount of time studying my life and somehow coming to every possible wrong conclusion you can possibly come to. But still, I don't want my information in these databases for that reason. I never consented to it. Why is this not a federal law available for everybody? Why do police and judges have special consideration for something like this when nobody else gets it? It's utterly ridiculous. But they do have $1,000 fine per violation. So this is a class action lawsuit, 118. So presumably these companies are looking at $118,000 in fines. I think we should just fine them out of entire existence. That's kind of my take, but very interesting to see that, yeah, we can do things like this. We just choose not to. And that is a serious problem. Well, we can all sing Encryption in the EU, so in this case here, the European Court of Human Rights bans the weakening of secure end-to-end de-encryption, which is really good. So this is the win that we've been looking for. Of course, there's been plans and talks about weakening, putting in backdoors into encrypted messaging apps and things like that. And they ultimately came down and said, look, I know that you don't like it, that it's harder to break into somebody's device, but the fact is it's harder for the hackers to break in. It's harder for a rogue employee to break in. It's harder for everybody else to break in if there's good end-to-end encryption. They cite security for accounts. They cite the ability to protect more against identity theft and things. And they said if there is a backdoor for law enforcement, that backdoor can be used for hackers as well. And so this was a really good take, and this is now apparently codified. I don't know as much about the processes of the EU law, but I believe this is now codified in the EU law that, yeah, in the EU, you cannot weaken encryption. Now, what in the world is going on in Britain? I have no earthly idea at this point in time. I can't keep track of what's going on with that particular one. But this is a win because it means that at least one large collection of countries has said, no, we are not weakening data encryption. And so that is good, because if one of these companies does that, then all of these companies that serve the citizens in that country, they're going to have separate tiers, or focus their efforts and just use the same tier to the lowest denominator of privacy and security. So that is the case there. Well, if you want to help support the channel, we do use affiliates. Today we are highlighting DigitalOcean. Using my affiliate link there, tlm.li/DOH. You can get $200 in credit, good for 60 days. You can spin up as many different droplets as you would like. Test around with different things. Of course, we have Jitsi servers, Nextcloud servers, hosting servers, just VPNs, just all sorts of fun stuff you can do with these servers. Jellyfin's a good option, particularly as these streaming services are doing more and more weird shenanigans, as we had a video about that last week. So with this company like DigitalOcean, you can spin up servers and do all sorts of neat, fun things like that. So tlm.li/DOH, that will get you $200 in credit, good for 60 days to try out the services, see how that works. And as soon as you spend $25, I'm going to get $25 in account credit, which would help me tremendously because I run a lot of servers. With that, let's head on over to security news next. And first up, this is hilarious. 200,000 Facebook Marketplace users' records leaked on a hacking forum. I wonder if it was sold on Facebook Marketplace. Oh, so this is related to a third-party contractor that was maintaining the database of all of the different people. And in this case, they had records for 200,000 people on, I think this one was an AWS bucket. It was an unsecured bucket. And what they ended up getting is personally identifiable information, names, phone numbers, email addresses, Facebook IDs, and Facebook profile information. You know, everything that someone would need to engage in really, really good phishing attacks, people got on Facebook Marketplace. And of course, it exposed mobile numbers, tying specifically to names and email addresses. So now these people, if they see a particular target they like to go after, now they know exactly who to target with a SIM swap attack. Once they get that phone number, every account that you've put on your phone number is now susceptible and vulnerable. So that is quite exciting. So, you know, this is not a massive number of records considering Facebook's size. 200,000 records is what they claim they have. And they were able to verify some of it. And some of it, you know, we don't know. It might be old, out-of-date information. But if you're using Facebook Marketplace, yeah, you might have been caught up in all of that. There was a breach in Express VPN. Mostly this is specifically related to Windows computer application, specifically if you're using split tunneling. So Linux, no issue. Windows not using split tunneling, no issue. Split tunneling allows you to route some applications through their VPN and some applications not through the VPN. If you have the default setting, which is to utilize all applications through the VPN, information was not leaked. It's just when you use that split tunneling feature. And again, it was just on the Windows. And this is version 1223.1 to 1272.0 from May 19th, 2022, and it was fixed with the release of version 12 app on Windows. So there is a patch for this that fixes it already, but if you were using ExpressVPN on Windows with split tunneling, just be aware some DNS information could have leaked out due to a issue with this particular code. And with that, just want to highlight our Patreon page if you want to help support the channel over there. And we have our short stories are posted over there. And we have a few other plans we were talking about last night in the after show. Of course, that's one of the things. If you are on any of our support networks, you can join in either for our live show or you can join in after our live show has ended. So you can still chat with us without going online at all. So you can go ahead and see that. Of course, In Your Dreams is the latest short story, of which I will have the audiobook out as soon as my voice is back to normal. If you can tell, I'm not up to my 100% voice. So with that, we're going to go ahead and have a look at business news next. All right, but let's go ahead and head on back to comments first. We are almost done with the show. Man, this is going to be an early night, which is good. Need to rest my voice a little bit more. All right, give me a YouTube count, somebody. Let's see. Focusing too much on who you vote for, dress, and sleep with instead of coding is, yeah, that's true. My Switch Lite during the pandemic to kill time at work. There you go. Honestly, happy enough with my Switch Lite. There you go. My ideal redhead fits Rammstein song. Yeah, Rammstein unique bunch. Switch is still respectable. Steam Deck was my gift to myself with a company bonus last year. Very nice. New Lenovo laptop. Hey, just don't buy a used Lenovo laptop because Lenovo really would like you to not buy used computers. Come on. They're dangerous. They could have problems on those. Yeah, they had a recent blog post. I lost my spot. Where we are. And a go-to LAN party machine. There you go. We're good. Keep that in your back pocket. Yeah, something to joke, not to joke around about. Yeah. And also, just another note: do not ever go flying with a friend named Jack and meet him at the airport. You don't want to go, "Hey, Jack." That'd be a bad thing. Don't do that. All right. If they don't see a dentist, mothers used to tell their kids they sucked a thumb, their teeth would be like Ken Dodd's. What? Every part is replaceable depending on what money you have. Yep. No joking around there. Yep. Government's always listening. Could have been diverted, so it's good they're allowed to keep going. Yeah. I can't remember if they were diverted down. They might have been diverted down. I can't remember. What if another passenger got stuck with a handle instead of luggage? Really scrambled the fighter jet because the pilot was watching YouTube on the Apple Vision Pro. They were playing Flight Simulator on the Apple Vision Pro. Dude, don't do that. You're really flying a plane. I dread using mine on Windows like a tug of war with the network settings. Yeah. To use Piper to... I still have to respond to the emails. People are asking me about some text-to-speech stuff. Oh, I'm sorry. 43 on the 2Bs. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Don't forget the catnip tea for the bug in the throat. Might drive the cats crazier. Yeah, I got blueberry right now. That's what we got. Guy gave catnip to the cats in the zoo, especially the big ones. Oh, God. Request permission to buzz the tower. There you go. All right, we got 24 over on Odyssey. Okay, Rubbies. Rabbit. So if you want to run different services, just make sure they don't conflict before enabling them. Okay, yeah. Snowstorm was a weird today. On the second time in my life, I heard thunder during a snowstorm. Yeah. Probably had to do a cell phone notification, whereby private message might be encrypted, but the notification generates as not. Agreed, but I don't believe the vulgarity may be necessary. Yes, thank you. In some countries, making terrorist jokes in airplane check-ins can land you in jail. Yep. Judges and others have slush funds set aside to fend off abuse charges. This kind of stuff is all over the country. Yeah. Obviously, Snapchat is not secure. Yep. Anyone uses Facebook properties deserves what they get. Also doesn't make sense because criminals or even security-conscious hackers are just going to add a layer of encryption. Yeah. I strongly recommend not to use Express VPN anymore. Yeah, that's why I don't remember if my affiliate link is still valid for it, but we dropped it once that sale went through, and I have good authority from a really, really good security guy who said, yeah, it's not good. Somebody does a lot of back-end professional security stuff. Obviously, you needed to configure Linux manually, but that's a good selection of endpoints. Too is masking out with anime waifu in public on his Apple Pro. Oh, God. Yeah. As long as somebody doesn't start watching the nasties on that stuff and start forgetting where he's at in public. Hey, AWOL for $50 Rumble rant for tea. Thank you for that. I will indeed buy more tea. Yes, very sadly, I can't find the Bigelow regular tea variety packs, except there's only one store I know of where I can go and find them. Because I'm not a huge fan of herbal tea. So I don't like most of what's in the Bigelow herbal variety pack, but I don't want to have to buy like 5 packages of tea to have a good balance. So, but yeah, I'll definitely go pick up some more tea. So I have at least a little bit of a variety there. Thank you for the Rumble rant. Pepe the Frog. Yep. Don't joke about being a mostly peaceful religious person. That's right. Check the live show chat on Matrix server. I have to do that on this little phone here. All right. We don't have Matrix on the streaming computer. Let's see. Live chat. All right. Good morning. Welcome with this week's Weekly News Roundup. Hello, Uncle Bonehead. Greetings. Able to listen on Friday for once, and we are glad you are able to, Linux Math Guy. Oh, I love it. Beautiful. I gotta save that one. All right. Well, we'll send it to my next cloud. We'll send it there. That is beautiful. I love that. Thank you. Oh, thank you very much. Pepe the Frog. Me and as Pepe the Frog. Very nice. Oh God, that was too good. Thank you for whoever made that. I didn't see who wrote it. Let's see. Flatpak I am Riot for Matrix. Yeah, I use the Flatpak version for better security isolation, and then use FlatSeal to fine tune it. I work on a laptop, mainly my main PC. Welcome. Oh, that was Uncle Bonehead. Thank you, Uncle Bonehead. That was beautiful. Me as Pepe the Frog. If only I could get that going, like the AI stuff for the live chat. Hey, I'll hide myself behind a Pepe the Frog anime voice. What do y'all think? That'll be fun, right? Not the only one who can hide my voice. Let's see. VPN is only needed for like research, etc. in my daily business. Yeah. All right. Get the Pepe out. Oh, Lordy. Business. Get business and our affiliate there. There we go. First up in business news, Amazon Prime Video ad tier sparks a class action lawsuit from subscribers. So, of course, January of this year, they rolled out a change which is pushing ads on everybody, even though they have for years advertised an ad-free platform. And then what happened is people who are, many of them, in the middle of a year-long subscription, so, many people buy it a whole year in advance, many people are now suing the company because their plan changed. They'd already bought a year of ad-free streaming services, and then all of a sudden in January, everybody now has ads pushed on them and must pay an extra $3 per month to get rid of the ads. And so this is prompting a class action lawsuit, which is asking for the money back of $5 million, not at least $5 million, and a court order barring Amazon from engaging in further deceptive conduct on behalf of users who subscribed prior to December 28, 2023. So it brings breach of contract, false advertising, and unfair competition, among other alleged violations of the consumer protection laws in California and in Washington. And it mostly boils down to the fact that many people have bought it for a year. They have paid for ad-free Amazon Prime, and all of a sudden they changed the service so that people were getting ads on their previously ad-free Amazon Prime. And they're saying that, hey, you would have to add the ads and have the tier after the next re-up or the next annual payment for it in order to change it. So they're seeking class action status. I agree with this lawsuit because I think that they did change it in the middle of the in the middle of the term for many people. And if you're buying monthly, sure, that's a term you can change. But if you're buying annually, the rest of your annual fee should indeed be the exact same product you bought. And so that is certainly something that we should be considering. Well, Chromium has a plan to roll out web monetization. I was looking at this going, I don't know, I kind of like this. This is kind of neat. So it effectively adds a single meta tag that you can put to a website. So a web designer can put a website in, and that meta tag will sync with a wallet you have. Probably the downside would probably be something like PayPal or some other weird crypto online type service type thing, but you can sync your website to your crowdfunding system, and other people will get a little notice on their account to say, hey, you visit this website a lot, would you like to donate? And there's no endpoint, so there's no, that the website owner can't say, I want $5. They can't say, I want $1. They can't say anything. But what they can do is just say, I will accept payments of any amount. And then the end user can go into their account and say, whenever I'm on this website, send them a penny, send them $5, so you can specify how much. So you have a way that a website can monetize itself without actually having ads on it. So it's a very interesting concept. It'd be really neat to see how the process, how it works. So here's basically how it works. It just uses a rel tag to a link. So you're on a site and you click the button and you'll see that it has a rel tag called monetization going to whatever your particular wallet is. Or maybe it's probably some exchange server that multiple people can have accounts and tying into. Maybe you can preload it with a prepaid card. There's ways to manipulate how the functionality works back and forth. But then without having to show ads, your website tells the client web browser that this site accepts funds. And so the website user, the website user's over here. It's Bob and Alice. Bob's over here. The website user sets it up and agrees that every time he goes on the site, he might pay a penny out of his fund into the website owner. So this is actually a really interesting concept. I don't have a lot of huge negatives about this because it's all 100% optional on both sides. It's kind of neat. Of course, it's one more thing Chromium does, and so this is going to force itself into everything else. But I don't know. It's interesting to see the concept. I want to watch this more closely as it unfolds to see how this is ultimately going to get itself applied throughout. And on to our last business article for the day. Windows 11 24H2 goes from unsupported to simply unbootable on some older PCs. So any of the computers that came out in the late 2000s, you can't run it. Of course, many people weren't. The primary audience that this impacts are the people trying to see what all they can get Windows 11 running on. It's kind of like playing Doom, Hey, look, it's a smart pregnancy meter. Let's get Doom running on this thing. Sweet, It's that crowd. So I would say this is not a huge deal and that it does not impact the majority of people out there. But that being said, it is certainly something to keep in mind that if you're doing this update, it's going to break your system. What it has to do with is this this feature, the pop count, is it population count, I believe. So what this guy is going to do is it is a separate subprocessor that was not put into most mainline processors until around 2007, 2008-ish or so. And so without those particular processes, the system can't work. So somehow the new upgrade to Windows 11 prioritized the processing threads for the pop count. Population count is what it's for. Counts the number of bits in a machine word. And then there's something about this that is going to prioritize the Windows 11 boot system. So if you happen to have a computer that does not support these, then guess what? your system would not be able to run Windows 11 at all because of a limitation. Even this AMD Ryzen 2000 series of CPUs are newer. I don't even think mine could run Windows 11 at that point. I think I have a Ryzen 5 1600, I think. So if I'm reading that correctly, I'm not a hardware guy, so I'm not 100% sure about that. But it sounds like I may not even put Windows 11 on my streaming PC, which is very fascinating. Not that I have any desires or ambitions to do so. Linux Mint works great for me. But just for you guys that are doing Windows tinkering, here's one more thing for you guys to figure out how to do is get Windows 11 working on that stuff so we can all get all those patches out. Well, if you want to need a website and you want to help support the channel, tlm.li/A2H, my affiliate A2 Hosting. If you want to get a good website hosting company, these guys are doing a pretty good job of that. One of my favorites, and I send a lot of people to them, and everybody I've sent to them so far is very happy. So, of course, the more you pay up front, the cheaper the service is for the longer period of time. Introductory rate of $2.99 per month for your basic services. We have VPS hosting $35 a month, or dedicated hosting $79 per month. So not too bad of prices for what they're doing. Of course, I didn't mention the WordPress hosting because I never recommend anybody buy that. Yeah, I build enough WordPress websites. I don't recommend those hosting platforms. But anything else you're trying to do in websites, this is actually a good option. tlm.li/A2H for that affiliate. And now your favorite place and mine. We only have a couple articles here. This one just fits under the category. It's not tech related, but it's just too hilarious. A water slide exploded. Now, the story is a lot less fascinating. It took me quite a while to figure out exactly what happened, and finally somebody over on Reddit said, yeah, this happened in my hometown, and so he had a little bit more detail about what went on. Effectively, they were building the water slide. It was still in the process of being built, and when you're doing a water slide, of course, it's all done with plastics and things like that. And so effectively what there was a I guess the process of developing a water slide is extraordinarily flammable, and especially since the water slide itself is going through of this little air tunnel, which is basically forcing air across the basically through the tunnel itself. And so what ends up happening is one little spark happened, and it basically creates this giant fireball, blew up the water slide, blew up several different things, and just ended up producing effectively this. So there you have it, guys. Was water slide exploding on your 2024 bingo card? Okay. Fascinating. A lot less fascinating of a story, when it's just still under construction, a lot of flammable materials around the building of a water slide. But it'd be really hilarious if there were actually water going through it and it explodes. That'd be interesting. Well, our Tech Sillyville article, Waymo recalls and updates robotaxi software after 2 cars crash into the same truck. Like, I swear, hackers got in there and created a kamikaze mission. Here's your target, guys. Go find and destroy. Seek and destroy. Seek and destroy. 2 Waymo cars in the same day hit the same truck. Of course, if you went back through their blog post right here, they do not take any responsibility. They say, voluntary recall reflects how seriously we take our responsibility. No. If you read their blog post, their whole thing is about how this truck was being towed improperly. So a professional tow truck driver was towing a truck improperly, and somehow that caused 2 of your cars to kamikaze assault the towed truck. Now, I think something else more nefarious is going on behind the scenes. I'm pretty sure something else is going on here, guys. Let me know what you guys think. But that's definitely hilarious to see that. If you want to help support the channel, we do have a subscribe star page, and you can jump on over there, help support the channel. Of course, we did just post up our short story. We'll get the audiobook version of that up as soon as my voice is back to regular. But you can jump on over there and read that, help support the channel over there. Subscribestar.com/switchedtolinux. And with that, guys, thank you for watching, and we will see you all next time. All righty. Let's check in on our final comments. Tactical RMM wants to know more about me. They get the memo. They were open source. Yep. VPN runs out in 2075. There you go. Mine's good until I'm... Yes. Let me know what apps you would like to see on the new DVD. I already got the Cinnamon desktop working. Maybe I'll include Kdenlive and OBS. Since you're targeting churches, there is an application. I forget the name of it now. Somebody in the comments might know. There is actually an application which is an open source alternative to the application that many churches buy to do church presentations. I forget the name of it, but that would be a neat one since your distribution is targeted towards Christians. That would be a neat one so that people out of the box have a way to put together sermons and present them if they have access to a projector or something like that. That might actually be a good application to consider. The other applications, as I remember, was pretty good. I'm curious if your system is built for offline, why are you bothering to include OBS? Because if you're, OBS is definitely something that is kind of internet based. I mean, I guess you can make videos with it. Okay, maybe not. Okay, you're right. OBS is fine. Set a reminder for your calendar for what? Living past 106. Brave has the wallet and trading thingy. Yeah, that's Brave, but this is a Chromium thing. It's Google. What's the catch? That's the question. That is the question. So we have to have a look at it and who's running all the stuff behind it. Never switching Windows 10. Yep. Why would you want to do Windows 11 update and break your system? That's stupid. I know, right? Speaking of Doom, a research group got Doom running on bacteria at 1 frame per hour. What? Nice. Okay, if we've officially biohacked bacteria to run Doom, we are in the opening phases of the end of the world. Don't bother with Windows, period. Yep. Master, at this point in time, I don't think Tom would be caught dead with Windows installed in any of his hardware. I have a Surface Pro 1 up there in case I have to look at a Windows 10 computer for somebody. Maybe I should try and push it to Windows 11. I don't know. But I haven't touched it for so long, and I don't know. I might just leave it in storage next time I go. Maybe I'll sell it. Anyone want a Mac or a Surface Pro 1? Or maybe I'll just install Linux on it. That'd be fun. 35 on the 2Bs. How's things? Hello, Metal Music. Greetings to you. How's it going, man? Things are going pretty good. Haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back. Thou shalt tempt thy cates. I shall indeed tempt thy cates. We have 37 over on Rumble. Pepe STL, yep. I've tried Ubuntu restricted libDVD package. Nothing working. It doesn't work on Windows either. Uh-oh. Got another USB cable trying. Jim exposed 10 Hollywood weirdos today, and your favorite actor is one of them. Watch at your own risk. Uh-oh. Who's Jim, though? Don't anybody click on that link. Could be a scam or spam. Probably. Sometimes the computer has been a long time. USB will stop identifying devices for some reason. Yep. That app is on Ubuntu Studio, which is... Oh, is it? Wait. Yeah, I forget the name of it. Let's see. We got how many over here? We got 21 over on Odyssey. Tom now, Kazakhstan's new president. Uh-oh. So who's man in the middle skimming these transactions? There's another good question. All right. See, the more the comment section is speaking here, the more you're talking me out of this stuff. With Chrome getting a cut. There you go, possibly. Okay. Windows also lied about 2 p.m. being necessary. You can disable the option of the registry during the install. Open that, you have 4 hours worth of updates. You do anything with a computer repair, you need a Windows box around to help keep yourself up to date on how it's working. Been busy with music. Always been good to drop by and chat. Well, welcome, man. Come on back some more. Do you like Kill Switch Engage? Maybe. Jim, I'm a doctor, not a psychologist. I don't know their pronouns. What? What's going on over there? All right, guys, we are going to go ahead and feed the beasts. Wow, I still have 2 beasts up there on the bed. They're just up there. They're not usually both up there. That's kind of creepy. Time is dropping. First tinfoil hat time in a couple of months. AI and sociopathy. What is the real problem with AI? So we'll go ahead and get into that tomorrow. That is going to premiere on YouTube at 11 Eastern time, and it'll go live on Rumble at the same time, and it'll make its way over to Odyssey and BitChute sometime shortly after that tomorrow afternoon. I will try to be there for the premiere. I'm not 100% sure I will be able to make it, but I will try my hardest to be there for the premiere. So have a look at that one tomorrow morning. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we will see you all next time.